Hey guys, so I wanted to talk a little bit more in depth about my September reads, what I really liked about them, what I did not prefer about them, and maybe why I DNF'd a few. So we'll start off with the good though. We'll start off with Home is Not a Country. So I did enjoy this book and I do recommend it, especially if you like poetry style writing. It reminded me a lot of The Sun and Her Flowers, Milk and Honey, those kind of books. So a little bit more plot, less poetry, if that makes sense, but I really did enjoy it. So yes, I would definitely recommend this book, especially if you like that style of writing. All right, so next I read Migrations. We actually read this for our September book pick for our book club. I really enjoyed this book. I went into this not knowing what to expect at all. There are so many twists and turns with this book that I love that. I love the different type of past versus present narrative. I like that. This is a very adventure fiction book. I would say even, it doesn't say, I Googled it, it doesn't say it's dystopian, but I was talking to other people and I think it is dystopian because it is about our world, but maybe like in the future when there aren't as many animals and things are going extinct. So I thought that was really interesting too. So I would definitely, if you like those kinds of genre tie-ins, I would definitely recommend it. Okay, next I read What the Dead Know. I actually listened to this by Barbara Butcher and she narrates it. She's also the author of the book. She is a medical examiner. I thought this book was so fascinating. It talked about her life. It talked about her experience becoming a medical examiner, her journey into that field. I am a fan of true crime though, and anything crime related that really interests me. And so this book really just took hold and really interests me. So I thought it was really good. I gave it 5 stars. Next I read We Are All So Good at Smiling. This is by Amber McBride. This is my second Amber McBride book and I swear I have not been disappointed yet. I read Moth by her. I really love that book. And then I've read this one, We Are All So Good at Smiling. And this is such a fantastic, I think it is YA fantasy a little. I mean, there's definitely fantasy elements and then tying in with mental health and just struggling, you know, with depression and anxiety and disorders and how does that relate into our world. And it was just a really, really good read. I really appreciated it. And it's kind of on the shorter end. It's about only 4 hours and I actually listened to it. Okay, so let's go over the books that I did, unfortunately, DNF during the month of September. I had 3. So the first one was The True Love Experiment by Christina Loren. You guys know I usually love their books. Like I just love the characters. I like the plot. This was not true for The True Love Experiment, unfortunately. I did not feel invested in the characters, and so I just did not care what happened. So that was really unfortunate because I really thought I was gonna love the book and I just didn't. Second, my big complaint about it was just the length of the book. I think the book was almost 400 pages. That's a long book for a rom-com. And so that just killed any motivation that I had to finish the book. Second book I DNF'd was Babel by R.F. Kuang. I loved her other book, Yellowface. I will read her other books, The Poppy Wars, but this book I have been trying to read on and off for about 6 months, and unfortunately I just could not get through it. I got through part 1 of the book pretty quickly. There was a lot going on with the plot. I felt like it was moving. I was invested, interested. It was a little challenging to read, but I was like, okay, I'm getting through it. Second part of the book, I could not get through it. It's just like it just fell completely flat for me. I even tried picking it up in audiobook form just to see if that would help motivate me, and I did not finish it, unfortunately. The last book that I DNF'd was If Beale Street Could Talk by James Baldwin. I've read a lot of his other writings, but they haven't been fiction. They've been, you know, essays or letters. And so this to me, I don't know if it was just some kind of disconnect, and also the slowness of the plot. So I was about halfway through the book and hardly anything had happened in the plot. It had all been like inner monologue, which is fine. It made it very slow for me. And so unlike the movie, which I've seen the movie and I really enjoyed, I just felt like things were not moving. And so I wasn't motivated to like keep picking it back up and reading. So, but I do recommend the movie. The movie is fantastic. So those are my DNFs for the month of September, but definitely I did have some good reads in there. So I'll go ahead and post the reviews of the ones that I would recommend on my Instagram.